Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you've been doing well. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to Canadian money. We're going to look at the different coins and bills used in Canada and check out the differences between each one. Hopefully after watching this video, you'll be more confident in recognizing and working with Canadian currency. Before we get into taking a look at the money, I want to point out that sometimes the pictures on Canadian money can change. This is because special edition coins and bills are produced and put into circulation. But even if the picture changes, the value of the money does not change. Even if the money has a different picture than usual on it, it can still be identified because it will always be the same color and size. Also, coins have a picture of Queen Elizabeth II on one side at all times. Okay, so let's start off with looking at coins first. Another term for coins that you will hear often is change. In Canada, there are 6 main coins that are used, and I'm going to show you them from least to most valuable. So first, there is the 1 cent coin. This is also called a penny. One important thing to know about the penny is that it's no longer being produced and circulated in Canada, which means people don't use it for purchases anymore. Prices are rounded to the nearest number ending in 5 or 0 because of the absence of the penny. If you haven't already, make sure to watch the decimals video to learn more about rounding with money. Now, you might still see pennies around, so here's what they look like. They're a dark copper color, the edge is completely smooth, and they usually have a picture of a maple leaf on one side, just like this. Next, we have the 5 cent coin. This one is called a nickel. The nickel is silver color, it has a smooth edge, and it usually has a picture of a beaver on one side. Then we have the 10 cent coin, and this one is also called a dime. You'll notice that the dime is smaller in size than the nickel, so it's good to remember that the size of a coin doesn't equal its value. Dimes are, of course, worth more than nickels, despite being smaller. The dime is also silver in color. It has small bumps or ridges on its side, and it usually has a picture of the Blue Nose boat on one side. Alright, after that is the 25 cent coin, or quarter. You can remember this because it's equal to 1/4 of a dollar. It's bigger than the other coins shown so far. It's also silver in color, has bumps or ridges along the edge, and usually features a picture of a caribou. The next coin is $1. Note that the next 2 coins are not called cents because they are full dollars. Another name for a dollar is a loonie, which you'll hear Canadians say a lot. This is because there's usually a picture of a loon, which is this bird right here, on one side. The loonie is sort of gold in color and is mostly smooth on the edge, but it has spaced out, shallow bumps in places. It's the second biggest coin. And then finally, there is the $2 coin, which is also called a toonie. Canadians call it this because of its value, $2, and because it rhymes with loonie. The toonie is a gold color in the middle, and it has silver around it. It has alternating smooth and ridged edges along its side, and it usually has a picture of a polar bear in the middle. All right, so now let's get into looking at the bills used in Canada. On top of sometimes having different pictures, Canadian bills are also sometimes made of different materials. This is because Canadian bills used to be made of paper, but eventually switched to being produced on a polymer that has a sort of plastic feel, like these ones. All of these bills are still accepted as currency. All right, so let's start looking at the bills. And again, I'm going to show you them from least to most valuable. The first bill is $5. Pictures on the $5 bill may include this man here, Sir Wilfrid Laurier, and a picture of an astronaut with Canadarm2 on the back. No matter the picture, the $5 bill is always blue. The next bill is worth $10. The pictures on this bill tend to change a lot. This one is a newer bill, which has a picture of Viola Desmond on one side, and the Canadian Museum for Human Rights on the other. But many other $10 bills have a picture of Sir John A. Macdonald on them instead. Either way, the $10 bill is always purple. Next, there's the $20 bill. You'll pretty much always see a picture of Queen Elizabeth II on this one. And this particular bill has a picture of the Vimy Ridge Memorial on the other side. The $20 bill is always green. Next is the $50 bill. The picture on this one is also usually the same. It's a picture of W.L. Mackenzie King, and the picture on the back of this one is the CCGS Amundsen research ship. The $50 bill is always red in color. Finally, there's the $100 bill. It consistently has a picture of Sir Robert L. Borden on one side. And here we can see that this one has a picture of a medical researcher with some insulin on the back. The $100 bill is always a yellow-brown or even a kind of gold sort of color. All right, so now let's take a look at all of the coins and bills together from least to most value. To review, we start off with the penny, which is 1 cent, then the nickel, which is 5 cents, the dime, which is 10 cents, the quarter, 25 cents, loonie, $1, and toonie, $2. Then we move into the bills, and there we have 5, 10, 20, 50, and $100. Remember that when you're working with money, you're doing math with decimal numbers. The dollars are the whole numbers, so these ones right here, and the cents are the numbers after the decimal. For example, if I take this $5 bill, this quarter, and this nickel, the $5 is my whole number, and then I would have to add together the quarter and the nickel to get 30 cents, which is the number after the decimal. Therefore, I would have $5.30 altogether. Let's try a quick scenario. Someone comes to your store and wants to purchase an item that costs $3.85. They give you a $5 bill, which would mean that you would have to give them some change. So to make this change, you would need to subtract the $3.85 from the $5 that they gave you, which would mean you would give them $1.15 as change. Oftentimes the cash register will do that part for you. However, you then need to quickly think about which coins will get you that amount. In this case, you can use a loonie, a dime, and a nickel to hand back the proper change of $1.15. I would encourage you to practice adding and subtracting with money decimals so that you get practice that will be helpful for things like making correct change and balancing cash registers. All right, everyone, so that's all for today's video. I hope you found it informative. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Bye.